Realism is a significant theory of international relations. Realism exists as both a descriptive theory and a prescriptive theory. Realists like to talk about the balance of power. Many realists believe that a balance of power consisting of opposed military alliances can discourage war and create peace and stability. States will be less likely to go to war if they have a lower chance of winning. This means that large opposing military alliances of similar sizes can discourage war. A balance of power can discourage war, but having other states behind them can also embolden states to move towards conflict. Being backed by other states may embolden a state to act recklessly, potentially causing conflict. Knowing that you have the backing of other states can be empowering. This can give rise to reckless and careless behaviour that may increase the prospect of war. A state that knows other states stand behind it may be emboldened to take risks that it would not take if it were standing alone. Alliances can produce a false sense of security that can encourage reckless conduct as states come to take their own security for granted. The balance of power is two-sided in more ways than one. This is not necessarily a road towards peace. Balance is also hard to quantify. The power of a state is defined by countless different factors: GDP, geographic location, military spending, military technology, trade leverage, natural resources, population size, geography. The list goes on and on. It can be difficult to determine just how balanced two opposing sides really are. The multitude of factors involved defy understanding. Balance is very difficult to quantify and understand. Any additional backing may push a state over the edge, emboldening it to take bold action that may cause conflict. It is hard to establish a balance of power. Just how much backing would each state ideally have? What would the camps ideally be? It is also the case that such an antagonistic international norm can be destructive. It undermines international cooperation. It undermines trade and diplomacy, damaging all states. A balance of power often produces an arms race. An arms race is often fundamentally unsustainable. It consumes massive resources. It is also the case that an arms race may create a tendency for war. When you spend a great deal of time and resources amassing weaponry, using it becomes increasingly appealing. And if you do use it, the destruction will be huge. A balance of power is fundamentally antagonistic, and could encourage an arms race that makes a potential war even more destructive than it would otherwise be. A balance of power also requires states to pit themselves against one another. This means that states have to make enemies. If states are expected to take a side, states are expected to create enemies. This can threaten national security. When a state joins a military alliance, it can gain enemies. It can create new enemies and undermine the very national security that it is seeking to uphold. International relations is a very interesting field of study. Political realism is a very interesting theory. I hope that you found my consideration of this topic interesting. I encourage you to learn more about such things. International relations is incredibly important. The importance of international relations is becoming increasingly evident. The international environment is becoming more and more volatile. It is important to understand it.